Jumpscare Rewind. Jumpscare Rewind.
Welcome to Jumpscare Rewind. This is the show where I speak with fellow cinemaniacs about their mutual affection for all things scary movies. Today's guest,
Rob Levinson, is a writer, director, and producer recognized for his compelling storytelling and thought-provoking films. His works include Where Were You?, A World of Hurt, and Therapy, along with proof-of-concept projects such as Indescribable Urgencies, Amityville, The People of New York vs. Ronald J. DeFeo Jr., Ramirez, and currently in post-production, the heartbreaking The Last Goodnight. In 2017, Levinson founded Out of Time Pictures, Inc., a production company dedicated to crafting bold and immersive narratives. His films have earned accolades, including the Mystic Film Festival Audience Choice Award for Where Were You? And recognition at the Shawna Shea Film Festival for A World of Hurt. Everyone, please welcome Rob Levinson!
Hey,
Rob Levinson.
what an intro, man. That's the best intro I've ever had.
It's all true. You've done a lot of stuff, and I want to ask you, because you and I recently worked on a film together, which I was so grateful to be a part of. It's not necessarily a horror movie, but I would say it deals with something very realistically scary. Can you tell our audience?
Oh yeah, The Last Goodnight. It's, let's face it, cancer is the very bad C word, right? We all thought it was the other one, but cancer is like the one we can many families can relate to, and that was just, this is what inspired me to write it, because it's something relatable. The fact that it affects so many families. I said, why not just have the story be about this wonderful couple? This beautiful couple that's been together for over 20 years, college sweethearts, and just these two individuals who are just more than husband and wife. They truly are best friends, and they can finish each other's sentences. They're like the yin and yang, and whatever other kind of description you want to give them. And the fact that the husband is now on the verge of no longer being with us. I thought, what better way to tackle the subject, and also being, fiscally responsible, because let's face it, making movies are so darn expensive, as you know better than I do. And I figured, if we just kept it to one location, two strong actors, you and Renee, fit the
one strong actor, Renee. Come on.
No. You guys really feed off each other quite well. The fact that you've known each other for so long really did help.
Yeah, we have that real connection. True.
It was authenticity, to the max, because you didn't have to get to know each other, which really, I think, shines through. I think the audience will see that when we premiere it. But just watching it on the monitor, and then like going from the monitor to real life and watching the two of you, I'm like, wow. And it's always what I find to be so just amazing about actors, really good actors, is that they can go from joking around to, you say action, and boy, they're in the moment. And the two of you were able to do that. And it was very just humbling, because, as much as, as way back when I wanted to be an actor, I didn't have that inner confidence, and the two of you obviously do, and it was pretty cool to watch it come along.
I think that comes from the connection we had, but your dialogue, your script, and I'm not just saying this because we're on here, your script really laid it out in a way that I could connect to it. And because I think you and I both have very similar relationships with our wives, which are like this relationship you put on the page.
Right.
So it made it easy to switch into that connection. The emotion.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the fact that, you and I are both sort of, I guess we lean towards the silly side of.
We're geeks. Not to call you a geek, but we're kind of geeks.
Personality-wise, we're kind of the same. So we have, we both have these very pretty wives, and they
we're both like, how did we get them? We still
they just accept us for who we are, which is pretty cool.
Exactly.
I try to pull her into my web a little and try to expose her to films that kind of, shaped me as a kid and then a teenager, and she tolerates me. We go see these movies, and she likes horror movies too, which is pretty cool. We just saw Obsession which I
Oh,
know.
I was going to ask you if you've seen any new horror movies. What did you think of that?
Well, I got to tell you, I was extremely impressed with the quality of it. I know
Yes.
it was under $1 million. They had more than one location to film
Yeah,
it.
true. And the
And
actors were really good.
the actors were good.
Oh.
The special effects, the horror effects, I thought were very good.
Mhm.
Um, let's see, I didn't love it as much as a lot of other people have loved it.
Sure.
But it's okay. It doesn't matter because it's better than a lot of horror films that I've seen.
Yes.
And it's not as good as a lot of horror films I've seen. So it's sort of that in between.
We've been around a long time and seen a lot of horror movies.
For sure. And I give
Yeah.
the filmmaker a ton of credit. I mean,
Sure.
he's living my dream. He got a feature film made, and now he's already getting
Career.
offers. I think he's in line to write an original script on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know,
Wow.
fact or fiction. With the internet, you don't know. But if that's the case, then holy crap! I mean, talk about a horror franchise.
It made like 80 million so far off $1 million budget. And then this Backrooms movie as well, this YouTuber, another young guy. I mean, I'm happy to see horror making it big, which is, as audience members, this will be really good for us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's living every indie filmmaker's dream right now. And same thing that happened with Damien Leone, who did Terrifier.
Yes.
Granted, his Art the Clown took a little bit of time to take off, but boy, when it took off,
Oh,
now
it's huge.
it's huge. He's making the fourth film, or he will be making the fourth installment. And I'm sure he has many offers on the table to write and direct other horror films. So
That's right. Our DP from your movie worked on the
Part
most
3.
recent one. Yeah.
Right. So he was, I think, a key grip on that. And yeah, so it's pretty exciting to see other people who started out like me making movies, hoping that someone will pay attention and it'll start something bigger than they could ever imagine. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm not saying The Last Goodnight will be the one to do it, but hopefully somewhere down the line.
But each one brings you a little bit more attention and puts you on other radars, and you never know. I mean, horror does seem to be a thing that you can make on a lower budget and it can launch a
Sure.
career. You and I are not getting any younger, but I
Yes.
love that you keep on just reaching for it. It's not necessarily what you do for your day job, but
Sure.
you are constantly pushing for the next thing. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I love writing. I've been writing for, almost 25 years. And, writing stage plays, short films, feature scripts. It's just so darn hard to get some positive attention.
I'm sure.
It's just, all you can do is, try to promote yourself as best you can, and make quality films. Try to, like, I'm very, I'm very particular. Like, I only try to make one movie a year. I know there's a lot of other indie writers, directors who'll pump out multiple films a year, and that's great that they can do it.
It feels like you're doing like 3 a year.
Well, you know what? But it's not. I'm writing all
Okay.
the time.
Okay.
But like Ramirez, I shot that last April, so it was
Okay.
over
Oh, yeah.
a year ago. So we shot, The Last Goodnight just a couple of weeks ago. So it's one a year. But the problem is, well, not the problem, but the good part is that it's 6 months of development, right? So from the time I write the script,
Fundraising,
which I hate, but you have
Yeah.
to for someone like me
Sure.
who's not independently wealthy. I have to fundraise because I can only go into debt so much.
No, I get it. I get it. Well, one thing I want to mention with your latest one, The Last Goodnight, you are still doing fundraising for the post-production, but
Yes.
there's an element of it. Can you explain there's a good cause behind this as well?
Sure, definitely. So the funds from the premiere, we hope to do more than one premiere, but we want to donate. Well, we will be donating all of the proceeds to pancreatic cancer research, and it's one of those cancers that we've been hearing a lot about, actually, just in the last few days, because they just came up with a new pill, new type of treatment for people who are late stage with pancreatic cancer, and it's extending their life. It's doubling their time, which I know when we say it's going from 6 months to like 14 months, people say, well, that's not really that great. But when you're a fairly young person who, and a lot of times it's young people who are being stricken with this awful cancer,
Mm,
and they have families, they have young
yeah,
children. So if you get another 6 more months with your children, that's huge.
true. Absolutely.
And if it's a quality 6 months where you're not in pain and you're not in the hospital, then it's just a remarkable discovery, which from what I've read, they said it was 40 years in the making discovering this new type
Wow.
of medicine. So it's just mind-boggling that, it could take that many decades to get to where we are.
Hmm.
But the survival rate is the 5-year survival rate is only like 13%. So it's very low.
Yeah.
And as much money that has been raised for it, there's always improvement that needs to be made as far as funding goes. And granted, whatever funding we may contribute might be very small. It's still
But
like
anything matters, I would
anything.
imagine.
It's the thought that counts, right? That's
And you are also bringing attention to this struggle and the pain of this kind of loss. So it's not just, we're going to
Mhm.
put a little money towards it, but, here's this thing that
Right.
shows.
And there's always the hope that this film, The Last Goodnight, will take off, and that with film festivals, it'll reach people across the world. Essentially,
That'd
if
be
it gets
nice.
accepted, it's always that's the challenge. You make a film, you think you made a really good film, and then when it doesn't get accepted into the film festivals, it's disheartening because whether it's a political thing or whether you have to fit into a certain time frame, with there's short films and then there are really short films, and
Sure.
my films tend to run on the longer side of short. So I think I kind of put myself into a corner, which kind of hurts me with film festivals. But I like to tell fully developed stories,
Yes.
and for 7, 8 minutes, yeah, sure, can it be done? It can, but I prefer the 20 minutes or the 30 minutes. I really like to let characters breathe and
Yeah. Especially this one. It's because there's slower moments in it and where we're really feeling this connection where it's not always dialogue, too.
correct. That's
Yeah.
right. And it's important to let actors have that space, especially with drama. You don't want dialogue to be rushed because then it feels like people are just reading from a script. So
Yes. It would not have worked for this one at all.
for sure. And with Ramirez, that wound up being like a 34-minute film.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, wow, in hindsight, sure, would it have done better with film festivals if it was 17 minutes long? Probably,
But it
but
wouldn't be the story you wanted to tell or how you
right,
wanted to tell it. So,
exactly. So I want to tell movies, tell stories, and the way I want to tell them, and hopefully there'll be some brave film festivals out there that will give it a shot and put it in their
listen up, people.
lineup.
No, I can't wait for people to see it. It's
Right.
yeah, it's really,
Mm,
really moving. So I'm gonna go back to the actual scary horror.
yeah.
What was the very first horror movie you saw?
Ooh. It might have been Burnt Offerings.
Ooh, I don't know. Wait, who's in that? I do
Oliver,
know it.
Oliver Reed, Karen Black, Betty Davis.
Okay.
1976. It might have been made for TV, but
I do know it. I can
yeah,
see the poster. Was it the movie that got you into horror, or was it just like that's the first one you saw?
it definitely got me into horror films because what they did was they had like legitimate atmospheric type scares.
Hmm.
So this wasn't known for its gore. It was known for its music, its
Tension
style,
building.
tension, somewhat overacting, which Oliver Reed was kind of known for
Hmm.
as an actor, but nevertheless a very good actor.
Yeah.
And there are some scenes in that film that still will give me goosebumps if I rewatch it. So it's doing its job, and they filmed it on location versus a set. So that's
That
also intriguing to me as a now a director. Is
is
having
it a
realistic.
haunted house movie?
It kinda is. Well, it really is,
Okay.
actually. It's based on the novel Burnt Offerings that came out a few years before. So the
Okay.
screenplay was adapted from the novel, and the book is great. I have the book. I've read it a couple of times. I recommend it. even though the ending of the book is completely different from the film. But they had to make it way more cinematic than what the book does. But yeah, so it's a house that regenerates itself. So
Oh, cool.
It's
like
summer
a
rental
starfish.
Right, exactly. So, and to see how they did this in the 70s without CGI and all other special effects was pretty cool, how they show the house kind of healing itself.
Oh, I need to see it. It sounds like Christine, but in a house.
Yeah, it feeds off the house feeds off the humans, essentially. It takes
Okay.
their life force and regenerates based on that. And Karen Black and Oliver Reed are this married couple, and they have a young son. And they get this summer house, I think for like $900 for the whole summer. And the house starts really honing in on Karen Black's character, and she is changing. She is there's a metamorphosis that's happening with her, and she starts disregarding her family and paying more attention to the house and the needs of the house. It's very, very, very good, and the way they shot it, the lenses they used, it's very oh god, it's got that sort of that misty, cloudy effect to it. So it's
Okay.
not, yeah. So when the light hits the the scenes, it's sort of like that sun dust, or in the lens, and it's just very spooky.
I gotta watch this. It
Even
sounds so
during
up my alley.
Yeah, even the daytime shots were spooky.
Okay.
Yeah, and they filmed it up in Northern California at this real house that still exists. They actually filmed, come to think of it, Phantasm. Remember that movie, Phantasm?
Oh, of course, with the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
They filmed it at that same house.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out, because it's one of those movies I'm sure I saw parts of on TV, like The
Probably.
Sentinel and all those.
Yes.
But
and then Salem's Lot, the original Salem's Lot.
oh my God.
2 years later.
Let me in.
That sealed it. That sealed it.
Oh, I just got I don't know if you saw this. I got the 4K of Salem's Lot, and it has it as it aired on TV in like what, 3 parts or 2 parts?
Yes, 2 parts.
And it has the theatrical version, or I guess was there a theatrical? Yeah, and
There
a TV
was.
version.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but I will.
Yes. So Silent Scream, I got the 4K of that too. So
yeah. I want to get first, before we get to your movie pick, I want to play a couple of games with you, because I like to torture people a little bit.
Sure.
So I'm going to show you 3 images from a movie poster, one very close up, one further out, and the next one further out from there. So you essentially get 3 guesses at what movie poster this is. You get some hints, so you can ask for hints as you want them. Technically, you have 3 hints for this one. Should we go to the first image, or do you want a hint first?
First image. And
if you get a living dead, that means you win. If you get a dead, 3 dead deads, you lose.
Okay.
Here goes the first image, starting with this one. What movie is this, Rob?
Oh, God. So this is like off the poster?
Yes, this is a very close-up image from the poster of this
it looks
movie.
like a skeleton's hand, a hand.
Okay, all right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right.
Oh, brother.
Don't forget, you can have a hint.
I'll take a hint.
Okay, this was filmed in Connecticut, around the same town Katharine Hepburn called home.
Oh my God. That's really going to help me.
I would say maybe if someone said that to me, I probably would have known, but I do live in Connecticut, so maybe that's why I would know.
Oh, Katharine Hepburn. And this was a scary movie. Katharine Hepburn did scary films.
No. She lived in the same town where much of this film takes place.
Okay.
Or was filmed.
It's now okay. So the location in the horror film, is it supposed to be Connecticut or no? It's just,
I'm not sure. I actually just ordered this 4K, so I don't know if I've ever seen this whole movie.
Oh boy, how many other?
So I can't really tell you.
Any more hints? Or is it
oh yeah. Do you want to make any guesses yet, or do you want to? You get 3 guesses. Okay, so you want another hint? We're gonna go with second hint from the director of Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh,
do you want the second image yet?
second image, please.
Okay, second image. So I think you were onto something with the skeleton, maybe.
Yeah.
There's your second image from the director of Bang the Drum Slowly, which starred Robert De Niro and Michael Moriarty. Very boring film. I saw it recently. Holy cow. But I'm not a sports fan, so that could be why.
Oh, boy.
So here's our first image again. Here's our second image. You've had 2 hints, but you've made no guesses. You can have 3 guesses. Supposedly, wait, is it this movie? Yes. So I think Stephen King considers this one of the scariest movies he's ever seen. One of his favorite horror movies.
Okay.
Again, I'll go back to that image.
He has said that
about a lot of movies, probably.
Yeah, like he said that about The Hitcher too, I think.
Rod Serling said this movie scared the heck out of him.
Oh my God. Damn it.
And in keeping with your pick, I've kept it within the same decade.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give up. I don't.
You have to make a guess.
God.
Maybe you don't know it. Is that possible?
It's possible, for sure.
Let's go to last hint. I don't know if this helps at all because it would not have helped me. Starred Zora Lampert. Okay.
Oh, man.
She was in Splendor in the Grass and on Kojak. Okay. Should we go to the last? Let's go to the last image.
Yeah.
So far. Okay. Here's the last image. Does that help? You can give up. I don't want to torture you forever.
No, this is the 70s.
This is the 70s. This is pretty, very early 70s. I'll go with 1971 to be precise. There is a woman's name in the title. Or a girl's name.
To death?
That's a living dead!
Yeah, thank you for that.
It.
Yeah, that was the only way I was going to get it. So thank you for that last one.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I mean, I don't know if I would have gotten it if I had gotten that hint.
Yeah,
so,
I don't even know if I saw that film.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. Yeah, I've seen parts. I remember some images were really scary. So I am going to watch it soon. Okay. I'm getting it this month. All right. Okay, next one. We're getting there. We have 2 more games, and then we want to talk about your movie.
Sure.
So the next one is I'm going to show you a tagline from a movie poster, and you have to guess what movie it is. And I have 3 hints for this one. Here is the tagline, "Pass the warning." This is on the movie poster for this film. Pass the warning.
It's not The Exorcist.
That is a dead. I'm glad you made a guess, though.
Okay.
So that's one. Do you want a hint?
Sure, I'll take a hint.
A hint from the director of The Man Who Fell to Earth.
How old do you think I am?
No, but I mean, these movies were on my radar.
God. Oh man. I'll
this had movies. Okay, this had movie stars in it too. Okay, yeah, I'll show you the thing again. Venice proved to be a difficult place to film because of the tides caused continuity issues. The tides caused continuity issues in Venice. Pass the warning.
God.
There's one more hint. Want to make another guess?
An actor. Give me an actor.
Okay, well, the next hint will reveal... The next hint does reveal the 2 lead actors.
Okay.
Are you ready? Do you want to make any more guesses? You've made one guess. You don't want another dead? All right.
No, we're not dead.
Yeah, my last guess, I totally tortured him. To avoid an X rating, in the US, 9 frames were removed from the sex scene with Donald Sutherland and what's her name? Julie Christie.
I love this movie. I saw the movie.
Yeah, I saw it too. They were removed less than half a second of the movie to not get an X rating. Did they?
That's a rumor.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't remember the scene. You'd think I would.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the stars. You know
Hold
there's
on,
a sex scene.
Yep. Let me think. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, jeez.
But look at the
It's got yes. It
that's
has
the warning leads you right to the title of the movie.
The kid drowns.
Yes.
In water. That's how it's one of those very
So past the warning tells you that the title is a warning.
Oh God. Don't look now.
You got it. That is a Living Dead.
All right.
And that was good. You got that from the hints I included. There were no additional hints.
Well, yes. Yeah. The actors. Yeah. Donald.
That was in it. That was in my thing.
I actually just saw that movie years ago. Not long time ago. And just because based on another podcast, horror podcast show I was watching, they say, oh, you have to watch this. It's horrific for its time. So
I didn't love it. I did not love this movie. I wanted to be scared. It did not scare me. It's a little
Donald
weird.
Fantastic actor. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. He scared the hell out of me in that. I remember being a kid in the theater when he does that at the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched that recently too. I'm like, oh, but maybe it's because of my modern.
I thought.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's just me.
Leonard Nimoy's in that one too. That was great.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's just like a nice normal guy in that.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the last one?
I think so.
Okay, so this one, I'm going to play you a snippet from Siskel and Ebert at the movies.
Okay.
You have to guess what movie they're talking about.
All right.
Again, you get 3 guesses, and I have like 4 hints for this one. All right, here we go. Maybe 5 hints. All right, here is the snippet. Good luck.
Thanks.
The movie is so cynical. It's simply a series of mutilations and murders. This movie is made by people who hate movie audiences.
Well, the other thing that I can think of is I had the same expectations. I said, well, let's see, maybe they'll go another way. Maybe they won't have anybody killed. Wouldn't that be clever? Wouldn't that be challenging, fresh? No. Bang, bang, bang.
What movie is that, Rob?
Ooh, God. I was going to say Death Wish. Death Wish?
Oh, that is a... Hold on, I'm going to find my dead. That's a dead.
Okay.
So you get 2 more guesses. That was a good guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
Horror, but...
Yeah, it's not really horror, is it? It's kind of thriller.
It's not, but it was.
I mean, a real life horror, sort of like cancer. Like,
yeah, exactly. I need a hint.
Okay, I'm gonna give. This is the free hint. Filmed in Connecticut. It's filmed in. Of course, because I'm there, I have to mention that. From the director of Halloween H2O. Does that help? That doesn't help.
Ooh, director of
H2O. Oh yeah, and then I have 2 more hints. Oh no,
I'm trying to think who directed.
I have 3 more hints for this.
Oh God, H2O.
I didn't until I looked this up. I didn't know he directed Halloween H2O. And we can play the Ebert and Siskel thing again too if you need to see what they said, because there's hints in there.
Okay, do the Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, here it goes again.
The movie is so cynical. It's simply a series of mutilations and murders. This movie is made by people who hate movie audiences.
Well, the other thing that I can think of is I had the same expectations. I said, well, let's see, maybe they'll go another way. Maybe they won't have anybody killed. Wouldn't that be clever? Wouldn't that be challenging, fresh? No. Bang, bang, bang.
Okay. The only other thing I could think of would be Friday the 13th, right? It has to be.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but maybe it's a specific one.
Wait. I only liked really one of them.
Which one?
Part 2.
Are you saying that's this?
Yes.
That is a Living Dead. You got it. It is number 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Sweet.
Which is also my favorite because, yeah, it's kind of thrilling. I was going to say your other hints were introduce this horror franchise's famous villain because it's the first time he's actually the killer.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
The killer wore a burlap sack to obscure his identity, not the mask. And Tom Savini was not available this round, so the gore effects were done by Stan Winston.
Right. Yeah, it's sort of like, years later when I saw the movie The Strangers,
Yeah.
that movie freaked me out. The original Strangers.
Hmm.
And what was it? The town that dreaded sunset or something like that.
Exactly. They're
Yeah,
saying this would ripped off that as far as the appearance with the mask or
yeah.
the bag.
That actually to me was scarier than the hockey mask, which came
I've
after.
never seen that whole movie, but I should.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the burlap sack in number 2?
Number two, right? Like I thought that was more effective than the
Yeah.
hockey masks that they switched to with the
Hmm.
other, sequels. But yeah, part two I thought was really fun.
Yeah, super creepy and dark and yeah.
I think when that came out, I might have been around 13. So when it
Hmm.
came on HBO, it was like 14. So like that was one of those movies that every sleepover, you know, that I had with my other friends who loved horror films, that was probably in rotation with like movies
I'm
like Fright,
sure.
Fright Night, which came out a little bit
Oh,
later.
Friday Night. I love
Yeah.
Friday Night.
Yeah, so it's funny how horror films you can just watch them again and again
It's
because
pure escapism.
exactly. Yeah,
That's why I like them.
yeah, I mean, 30 Days of Night, I can't tell you how many times my wife and I will put that on just to
It
watch
is so good. That is
Oh,
so brutal and so good and actually scary.
yeah,
Underrated. That's an underrated
very
movie.
underrated. Yeah, exactly. I
So
can go on and on.
we should get to your movie pick before I keep you for 6 days. So what movie did you pick to talk about today for our show?
Well, this is a movie that I brought to your attention
Yes, you
not
did.
that long ago, and the backstory to how this movie got made is probably more interesting than the movie itself, I think.
Oh, well, tell it.
Yeah, well, I might get some facts wrong, but it's called Silent Scream, and it was there. It is there. She is. When you think about that, yeah, that's the updated 4K poster for
I
the.
like that.
Yeah, I like the art. Um, and yeah, so I believe production began in around 1977. Uh,
Hmm.
Denny Harris was the director. Denny was known for just making commercials in LA. He
This
was
is his only movie.
his only movie. He was a commercial director and he just wanted to make a feature film. He wanted to have that experience.
Hmm.
So he funded, I believe, a good portion of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he also had a studio. He owned a production studio
Hmm.
in LA, and subsequently, a lot of the scenes were filmed in this production warehouse that he had, like the
Oh,
scenes
cool.
that were the police department, uh,
Sure.
the coroner's office where they're doing the autopsy. That was all. Both those scenes were filmed in his
And
studio.
maybe some interiors of the house as well.
Yes, well, in the second shoot. So in
Okay.
the
Oh,
first shoot, yes. So the screenplay was originally written by Wallace C. Bennett,
okay.
and he was a screenwriter in the '70s. Had some success, and they started filming. I want to say it's the end of 1977 or '78,
Hmm.
and they were getting into the film, and I guess what they shot when they watched dailies, they realized they didn't really have a very good film, and
Hmm.
they thought that this wasn't going to be something that was going to be able to be released. So they shut down production. They
Wow.
recast certain parts. Brought
That's so painful.
Yes, exactly. But they kept the main actress. Ooh, you're gonna her. Is that Rebecca Balding? Is that her name?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, she just unfortunately passed away a few years
I
ago.
saw that. And she was from Soap. I'm like, why do I know her? But
Yes,
she was from the TV show Soap in the early
yes,
80s.
she played Billy Crystal's evil girlfriend. From what I
Is
read.
that what she was? Okay.
Yeah, she was a nasty girlfriend to
She's
him.
so good. She's so good in this.
She is. I think she did soaps. I think she did some like soap operas, maybe even.
Oh, okay.
But she really did carry the film. She was the her and the other actor, I think Brad Reardon, who played Mason, the creepy
Oh, yeah, I think there he is.
with the glasses. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He's kind of off the grid. He was in RoboCop, I believe, and
Was he?
or maybe Terminator. He was one of the punks in Terminator as well.
Okay.
If you look at his
Oh,
yeah, he gets killed, I think, at the beginning of Terminator, the original.
okay.
So
I'm gonna have to
anyhow, he's just
Yeah.
he left acting, but he was good in it too. He definitely was an odd duck. Uh,
Yes.
but Rebecca was great. Avery Schreiber's in there. He's got some scenes with Cameron Mitchell. They both play the detectives. And
they were the one part I was like, ugh. It felt so.
Why? They were kind of brought in last minute, and to the point
felt that way.
Yeah, they didn't know their lines. They literally had their lines like written on napkins and things like that. Because they were brought in. Like Cameron Mitchell was brought in for one day. They paid him $500. They filmed all his scenes in one day.
Wow.
And that was it. So I mean, and those two guys were sort of well known back then in the 70s.
Yeah, he had a huge career. The one you just mentioned, and Avery Schreiber was a film critic.
No, well, he did those Doritos commercials. Remember?
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So Cameron Mitchell, I think, made lots of those schlocky cop films, probably
cowboy stuff too.
Yeah, maybe things like that. So they're in it, and of course Barbara Steele, right?
Yes.
There
she is, and she's still with us.
Yes, she is. She's almost 90, I think. Right?
Yeah.
She and what was interesting about Barbara is that she was really a recognizable horror film actress, but in this she doesn't speak at all. She doesn't have any lines.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. She doesn't have any lines, but yeah. So I thought she gave a great performance. Her facial expressions were spot on, I thought. And anyhow, with getting back to production, that actually is a real hand, because they couldn't get a prosthetic that looked real.
So he's just under the sand.
Right. And I believe that might be one of the writers, Ken or Jim Wheat, who volunteered.
Okay, I noticed it wasn't that guy's hand. I'm like, that's not it. No, I'm kidding. I didn't notice.
Right. It was a hand model. So they went back and they hired Ken and Jim Wheat, who were brothers. And the last thing that they did was, remember Riddick?
Yes, I saw that. They did the first one was really good.
Yeah, so they're responsible for writing that script, and they have other ones. The Fly Part 2. Eric Stoltz, I believe, was in that one. I didn't see it.
I remember. And Daphne Zuniga.
Okay. All right. So they definitely have some, and they did an Ewoks episode. I guess there was an Ewoks Star Wars Ewoks show back in the 80s.
Okay.
And, they wrote a script and directed an episode. I even though I grew up with that, I don't recall watching that television show. But nevertheless, they came on as producers as well to Silent Scream, and their contributions really got the film made. If it wasn't for the Wheat brothers, Silent Scream wouldn't exist. So they deserve a lot of credit with their rewrites. I believe only 12 minutes of the original shoot of the film exists in the final print.
Oh, wow. Let's go to the trailer and continue talking about it, if that's cool. Here we go.
Are you afraid of the dark? Of being alone? Or are you willing to explore the unknown, holding back your fear, allowing your natural curiosity to guide you, despite warnings? Disappearances. Premonitions. And the horrible feeling you have always been watched.
Someone there?
But what if this is a nightmare? And you are its prisoner. Silent scream. When the terror is so sudden, there's no time to scream.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love that guy's voice. I think he did tons of voiceovers for trailers back in the 80s. Yeah.
Pitch Black. That was the name of the movie those guys also did. The first of the Riddick films.
Okay, all right.
Pitch Black is so good. I remember that being really good in its time.
Yeah, so they're definitely talented writers for sure, and they're still with us, which is great.
Yeah.
I think they're retired. I think, but yeah. So that trailer really, I think for its time, that I could still see it in my mind's eye, that trailer on television, and I'm sure that's what
Mhm.
got me to say to my dad,
We
"Dad,
gotta see
there's a
this.
great horror movie playing. Can we go this weekend?" You know.
Did Dad like horror movies?
Yeah, he liked scary films. He wasn't much into sci-fi, but he liked movies that could happen in real life.
Yes.
And
Okay,
he
because
still
that's
does that.
actually scarier.
Sure. So he likes comedies, those raunchy '80s comedies, and
Mhm.
he liked scary films. And he took me to see this, and I was young. I was probably like 11 or almost 11 when this hit the theaters finally, and I
This
just
was completely off my radar, this movie.
yeah.
Totally.
Well,
Yeah.
you're a few years younger, I think. So,
Not much.
but
Just
so
20 years younger.
yeah, about 20, right? So it was a good moment. I can still kind of vaguely remember. I still know that he took me to see it, and when it came on HBO, like a couple of years later, I remember watching it all the time. And when VCRs became a thing, and we were able to get one in the mid '80s, that was a big deal.
Mhm.
Going to the video store every weekend with my dad to pick out like a bunch of movies.
That was the
Um,
best. You could rent the VCR and get get 3
sure.
free movies with it. I remember that. That was
Yeah,
cool.
like 2 for 5 videos. It was great.
Yes.
And I'd always go right to the horror section because let's
Me
face it,
too.
the VHS, the artwork on some of these boxes, that was such a huge selling point.
And
Was
they were such lies 90% of the time. I'm
a
like,
lot
that
of
is
right,
not have the cover so much better.
right. And it's funny because with Silent Scream, it's a very shall I dare say, kind of like chintzy sort of like it's not very like wow, like what's this movie
That
about?
was that the poster on the DVD or the VHS
Yeah,
cover?
that's the VHS. In fact, I have the VHS of this too,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's the same. It's the same cover.
Yes, kind of non bleh.
It's like, what is this? A horror? A sci-fi? What is that? That's a
Or a
mouse.
dental movie. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
what's going on?
Like the artwork could have been better, but maybe they didn't have the budget. They probably put all the money into
And took a still frame from the actual film.
right. But hey,
Yeah.
whatever. It actually was a successful film because it made back its budget.
That's what I was going to ask. So it did do well.
Right. So here we were talking about oh God, what's the name of the movie? We were the new movie that's out right now. Um
Oh, Obsession.
Obsession, right.
Mhm.
So also just an indie film. And this was sort of an indie film as well. And this, I don't remember what the budget was for Silent Scream. Maybe you could pull up that, but it probably was close to that, maybe a half a million. I think it was maybe like 500,000 for Silent Scream.
I think I did see that as well.
Okay, so you've got to figure that was the '70s, so we're talking almost 5 decades ago.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of money.
Think about it, yeah, because
Yeah.
I think
I'm looking.
for Obsession it was like $750,000, and look at the quality of that, right? With the
It
special
looks
effects,
fantastic.
right?
Yeah.
And then Silent Scream, which was like $250,000 less, but in the '70s, what's $500,000? Back
$500,000.
yeah,
You were
okay, there
right
you go. All
on.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very impressive what they were able to do with that kind of money, and it had a big cast. Silent Scream, you think about it, it had at least 5 or 6 principal actors, um,
Yeah.
and
And semi-known people.
correct, and locations, more than one location, even though a lot of it does take place in the house. Now, a lot of those scenes, getting back to the set design, right? So there are some scenes where like they walk through the front door and you see this, giant staircase. That was a real house in
Mhm.
LA.
Okay.
But then like later on when we start seeing other scenes when like she goes into the attic to put her suitcases away, that's a set.
Mhm. Okay.
And uh, the Victoria's bedroom, which we see later, that's also a set. So,
Mm.
and her going through like the secret passageways in the house, that was also with the piping. They
Yeah.
talk about how they had to keep building more piping to make it look like she's going up when she's really not. Yeah, you know, so but you know, I love listening to commentaries on, especially on horror films, just to find out how they did it.
Hear the ingenuity of how they work these low budgets.
Sure, yeah, and it's like I you know, in a couple of my films, you know, I've had to implement sort of things like that where, you know, you try to make something out of nothing and make.
Yeah, I didn't really die in your movie. Like,
No.
that was impressive.
Yes,
that you did that.
Yes, and you didn't have to wear those gadgets, which people will see. You know.
Oh yeah.
So, ooh.
Not the one with the okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll save that for the premiere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Silent Scream was, I think it was the beginning of slasher films, right? It was before Friday the 13th. It was
after Black Christmas.
Yes, after Black Christmas. It definitely is an homage to Psycho. You know, there's no question about it.
Oh, sure.
That I mean, even the music is influenced, you know, by Hitchcock.
I wanted to ask you, because when you kind of talked about it, I thought it would be much lower budget, like, and look kind of junky, and you know, I thought it would be more underproduced. Maybe you undersold it to me. Maybe because you didn't want to get my hopes up. But I was like, it looks really nice. I thought it looked, the acting was good. The production value was pretty decent. And it also had the mother was Mrs. Munster.
Correct. She didn't look like that, though.
No, who knew? I had no idea, because I looked her up for this, and then I realized she was like this big star and like this beauty in movies. I just knew her as Mrs. Munster, which I guess she wasn't very proud of.
Yeah, I don't know how they convinced her to be in this movie. If it took a lot of coaxing, or I mean, the budget wasn't there to pay her a lot.
And it's like 10 years after, at least 10 years after the Munsters ended. Yeah,
and she does a great job. She's you know, subtly scary in her own way. And
you're like, is she killing people? What I wanted to ask you though is can we talk about what I think you're writing something, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to ask you, because in this story, I kind of wonder why you chose this, because I think there's vague reasons as to why people are getting killed. And I found, as a viewer, though it's well made, the production value is pretty good, it's well acted, I found that the reasoning behind the killing didn't connect with me, or maybe I missed the point.
Yeah, it definitely, there were some, you know, holes in the script probably, but I think they weren't too concerned about that. They just wanted to have like this momentum of one kill every 10 minutes or 15. Are you
choosing this one? Are you choosing this more for the nostalgic value for yourself, or do you see room for improvement?
Well, there's always room for improvement, right? Almost with every script, unless Paul Thomas Anderson is writing it, right? So,
yeah, true. Well, I think there's a lot of blanks you could fill in as a screenwriter, because that's what you're doing with a potential remake of this.
Well, yeah. See, this is the tricky part, the dicey part, right? So, right now I'm doing what's called like a writing exercise. You know, like because I don't have the rights to this story. You know, there's a whole bunch of legalities anytime you want to do a remake of something.
That's why I don't want to say anything bad about it, because I want them to.
Right.
Have the rights.
I think it's a solid story for its time, for its budget.
Sure. It gives you the kills.
You know, it
builds tension.
Right. It's just it's up there with all the other horror films of that genre from that time. It holds a special place in my heart because I love atmospheric horror.
Me too.
There isn't really a lot of blood in Silent Scream when you think about it.
Just like The Changeling.
Correct. Changeling, another masterpiece of horror. And that is a much, you know, different film, but it's
sure, yes, that's a ghost movie.
Yeah, but still, there's just this lore of you know, 70s horror films, because they just relied more on what's in your mind. You know, what are they implying?
Which is so much better. This old man says.
It really is. And if it's done well, man, it's so cool.
So cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, granted, in the 80s, when special effects became a little bit more prevalent, then it kind of, we saw like a shift. You know, like I think Fright Night might have been one of the last great scary fun movies.
Oh, those effects were so good.
Right. Where they still cared about atmosphere.
Yeah.
And intertwining special effects
And the gore, yes.
and the gore. So high praise for that movie. But with Silent Scream, I just want to take it and bring it up to today's standards, I guess, with the way how do I say this? Yeah, so it's just bringing it up to modern times, right? So we have
Sure.
we have modern technology. Like there's certain films that were made way before we had cell phones and computers that
Mhm.
wouldn't hold up today plot wise, because there's certain things that just wouldn't fly, because they'd be like, well, why don't they just pick up their cell phone and
Exactly.
right? So there's certain things. So that's what I'm trying to incorporate. So I've written about 40 pages.
I read those 40
which-
pages.
Right. And they're they need polish still, some
No,
work.
but they're really good. And I liked, from what I read, and I'm not just saying this, I like some of the changes you've made character-wise
Mhm.
that seem to make sense, and dialogue-wise. Oh, well, I guess in the original, there's something a little rapey in the original one.
Yeah.
And so you kind of
Yes.
polished that out.
Yes. So the main character is Scotty, and she was played by Rebecca Balding in the original. And
she is again.
she's still very pretty. Even that haircut, with the haircut, she's still pretty.
Yeah, how'd they even do that with the bangs? I don't know how, but I'm
I
sorry,
know,
go on.
especially when they had to bring her back for reshoots. Think
Yeah,
about
like
that.
how do they bend those in?
I don't
Sorry,
know.
go on.
Yeah. So and I love her convertible, which, by the way, actually she owned that car. That was her
Oh, did
car,
she?
and they
Okay.
paid her $20 a day to use her film. Use her
Oh,
car
to her car.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny. So I kept the convertible in the script. She still has a convertible.
Is it the same convertible?
No.
No, yours is newer.
A
Yeah.
94. I forgot. It might have been like an MG.
Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an MG in your
MG.
script.
Yeah. So I wanted to keep the essence of it, and I think
Totally.
I want to make it a little bit more diverse. So I'm thinking about maybe have Scotty either be Asian or maybe black, or it could be anything.
Yeah.
Right? Have it be more inclusive, because let's face it, Silent Scream, everyone's white.
There was no diversity in filmmaking then.
Right.
None.
And, and I'm also I find myself at fault for that too as a filmmaker. Where
That's true. You just hired Mr. Whitey Me, the whiter than white guy.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like, something you just don't think about it. But I
Yeah.
want to have diversity in my films, because it's really to be inclusive with all types of backgrounds and races, and
It's a reflection of what this country is, though I know some forces are trying to change that, which we are fighting against.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm working on a short film too, and it's the same exact thing. There's a lack of diversity. But it's filming in New Hampshire. I think that's why.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so I'd like to even entertain that if I ever got to make this. But this is I think what I'm trying to do is, and what you read in those first 40 pages is there's we have modern day technology in there, and we see, like, we have Mrs. Engels who's watching everything. There are hidden cameras everywhere. Some are hidden, some aren't.
I like
hidden. So she's kind of she's keeping control over her home.
One thing I liked, I just want to say, when she comes up to the house, I'm like, in modern times, like she's this young woman, she meets a guy who's like, hey, I know of this place. And at first I'm like, oh, this would be really creepy in real life, but you could see she's not thoroughly trusting him. Then she goes back to the house and the other woman comes out, and that's where we're like, okay,
right,
now she's like, I can trust the situation. It was very real.
Right. Well, the fact that I had them meet each other at the coffee shop right when her car won't start, and he helps her get the car started. And then there's this banter. You gotta remember, these people are in their early 20s, right?
True.
And not as experienced. Probably hasn't. Neither one of us has probably experienced anything.
They haven't learned to be apprehensive.
Right.
Yet.
They have nothing's happened to them
yet.
So I think there's that plus it's California, Southern California. Now I was just out there recently in San Diego, and that's where I'd like to set this, even though it was more of an LA vibe, I think, with Silent Scream. I'd like to go a little bit lower Southern California, but everyone out there is so darn nice. Now maybe LA's different, but San Diego, where I was,
just a laid back surfer town, and was like, hey,
everyone's nice. Even driving in traffic, I didn't hear one person blow their horn. Okay. And
Yeah.
I'm driving on the freeway, and like I don't know my way around there that well, so I'm driving, and like I'm maybe doing some kind of quick lane changes to get my exit, and no one's blowing their horn at me or giving me the finger.
That's
So
true. We live in a very rushed 95 corridor, which is pretty. Yeah.
right. So I love that vibe. So I think that also plays into finding the voice of these characters. Right now, I'm not a California guy. I've been New England my whole life. So it's like it's trying to find that rhythm.
I lived there 8 years. If you need advice,
Yeah. Well,
all
who
right.
knows? Maybe you'll even be in it if I could get the rights to do this.
I will bring diversity.
We'll bring all the diverse people
I'll be the only balding guy in the movie. There's my diversity. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm off to a halfway decent start. I'm trying to
Yes, I agree.
establish the characters as being likable, the ones who are likable and the ones who aren't. Like, for instance, I've incorporated a couple of new characters, Sophia and Roger.
You're incorporating more victims, I feel.
I am. And
I like that.
We already saw one victim.
Yes, we did. And he was a much better character than the
other
first victim. Yeah, the hand in the sand.
Yeah. I didn't want to have that same vibe with that guy.
Very weird.
Yeah, he was. I'm kind of glad they got rid of him pretty quick because he was.
Me too.
He was annoying as hell.
He was so annoying. He was like a lot of the other early 80s horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. And the clothes he wore. Oh.
You're like, just kill him. Die.
Yeah, so I think this is great. And I'm trying to build up character development. I think that's a lot of the thing. There he is. That's the guy.
Yeah. This woman was great too.
She's unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, she died pretty young.
She did. Good actress. Really good actress.
Yeah, she was really good.
And so I wanted to keep her spirit alive in the new script. So I have a Doris. And I'm trying to stay true to what the Wheat brothers
created. Does she have to be named Doris? That's my grandmother's name. It just seems a little.
I know. It seems kind of like, who names their kid Doris back in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, it's not the prettiest name either. But that's, someone might honor their great grandmother by naming their child Doris.
In the script, like Doris, that's an interesting name, and she'll be like, yeah, come on, it was my grandmother's name, okay?
Yeah. That would work. That would work.
Yeah. So even Scotty. How many girls do you know named Scotty? Right.
True. I was thinking like Beam Me Up.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. It's not a very feminine name, but
I didn't remember she was named Scotty till I saw your script. I'm like, oh yeah.
But I kind of want to. You don't want to lose too much of what you're trying to honor, right? So
true.
You don't want. I don't want the beats to be beat for beat. Like, for instance, when they remade Psycho, right, with Vince Vaughn.
That was purposeful, take for take and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And I had no desire to see it. So I'm like thinking to myself, was that a waste of money for them to do that movie? I don't think the reviews were all that favorable either, from what I remember. But it's like, why do that? It's already been done. And it was such a monumental film to begin with.
Yeah.
Psycho. So Silent Scream is one of those forgotten gems for a lack.
No, it would be fresh to a lot of people.
It would be. So it wouldn't be like me redoing Friday the 13th or
and also, and it will bring a lot of attention to this film that is essentially forgotten, that a lot of people like me who love horror didn't really know, and it bring maybe it could help those.
You're
early
not the
producers.
only one. Oh yeah, look, I've been trying to get in touch with the Wheat brothers, trying to figure out someone who might know them. I've putting my feels out there on social media. And I got one hit, and I won't mention the guy's name.
What's his name?
I'll tell you off air. But anyhow,
okay, damn it.
So
I'll tell you guys.
You might know him. I don't know. You probably don't. But anyhow, I emailed him, and his at first he seemed like maybe he was going to help me, but then like he started talking about the financial aspect of it, and I'm like, look, I'm just a writer, an independent writer, looking to speak to these guys who are sort of like not my writing heroes per se, but they wrote this one film that means a lot to me,
made an impact on you, for
right?
Sure.
And even though this isn't a Schindler's List film, by any stretch, it's still part of my psyche, my upbringing, and I want to honor this film as best I can. And if they own the rights, which they very well might, because they are the producers, listed.
Mm-hmm.
So they could the rights could have reverted back to them.
Sure.
And it would be great to have their blessing and maybe their input, and see where it takes us. And if we could develop a full-length feature script, maybe we could get financing for it somehow. And it'd be funny.
I want you to do it. I'd be so excited to see it.
Yeah. And then what the funny thing is, I probably could do it for $500,000 too, even though
No, I think you could.
Right. So that's where I'm at with it. And I just,
That's awesome.
I don't want to give up on the dream of getting this done. And talking to you about it, you kind of like lit that fire under me to write some more pages and to see where I can take it. And
I want to read more of what I mean it. I want to see, I don't want to make you waste your time, but I would love to see, I wanted to continue reading and it just ended.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make it, maybe a little bit more like sort of an investigative sort of story too, to have that be more of a rational way of progression to the end, where these two detectives aren't just donut eating guys, that they're actually trying to add.
Yeah, that felt shoehorned in there. So I would like you to give that some focus and kind of clean that up a little bit.
Right.
All right.
Exactly. So I thought the idea of the cell phone ringing and the evidence bag, and like, oh, this is cool. This is like bringing it up to today's standards. It makes perfect sense. This girl's looking for her boyfriend. Where are you?
Yes. Yeah. That's good. I'm thank you for bringing this movie to my attention.
Yes.
I'm excited to see what you do with it, and I hope you find the right people. Maybe someone that sees this will have some sort of connection.
I'm hoping. You got connections, don't you? You know people in Hollywood.
I know like horror people in Hollywood that might know people.
Guys. That's the thing. So we never know.
Yeah. That's possible.
Someone knows where to find these guys.
We'll see.
All right.
Come on, guys, watch this episode. I'm going to just very briefly recommend another film.
Okay.
If you have not seen, I recommend this movie called Mads. It is a French film. It is all shot in one shot. It is just like that show Adolescence that was recently popular. So yeah, it reminds me of Adolescence. It also reminds me of Slacker. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Slacker, and it's basically, it goes from one character to the next, and then the camera will take off with this other character who has this, I guess it's sort of like it's like an infection from this drug. But here's a quick trailer of it.
Y'a quoi dedans? Je sais pas, gros, c'est pas moi qui cuisine.
Comment t'as l'air tout paniqué, t'as paniqué. Je sais pas du tout ce que c'est. Vas-y, je te suis.
The fact it's all done in one continuous shot is so impressive. It's sort of a gimmick, but I think it actually works as a pretty tense horror film.
94% Rotten Tomatoes.
It's good. I think maybe audiences might be mixed on it because it's lower budget. Yeah. But they did it in three takes. The third take was the keeper, and they had rehearsed quite a bit, obviously, before.
Now, is this also on Prime, or is this exclusive to
I think it's exclusive to Shudder, or maybe if you have a place you can rent movies, maybe you can get it that way. But I think you can also rent it.
Yeah, I think
through like Prime or iTunes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I think it's like $10.
Yeah, I think it's worth a watch. It's a lot of fun and just an impressive filmmaking endeavor.
$4. Woohoo!
Not bad. Is that $3.99 or $4.99?
Yeah, $3.99.
Not bad. Okay, people, check out Mads. But first, check out Silent Scream. Though I see it's also called The Silent Scream.
Yeah, they. I don't know why they did that. You know why? I think there was another film, like a documentary that came out around that time called Silent Scream. Maybe that's why they put the "the."
All right.
Streaming now. It's streaming where you can watch it for free, right?
Silent Scream. I have other ways I find movies, so I don't want to say.
I'm pretty sure it's.
Let me see.
I sent you a link to it.
It's on Plex.
Plex.
I guess you can see it free on Plex.
Do it, or buy the 4K. You won't be.
Or buy the 4K. You won't be disappointed. It is good. It's a lot of fun. But I do want to see what you do with justifying the kills and making the kills more interesting as to why it's happening.
I'll work harder on that. Yeah, because right now we don't know. But I think that first kill that I set up on the beach.
No, the first kill,
I set it up was creepier, way creepier than when how he got killed.
Totally agree. I could totally visualize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the justification and the resolution, I need a little more.
Okay,
so it's satisfying.
All right. Well, if you have any ideas, I can give you a writing credit.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Rob, so much for your time. Where can people follow you and look forward to your films? Where can they check you out?
You know, I'm out on Facebook. I use Facebook a lot, too much.
I hear you.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's free advertising. But yeah, you can follow me on Facebook, Out of Time Pictures. I have a Facebook page for Out of Time Pictures. I have
Instagram too.
I have
right?
an Instagram. You know, I don't have many followers, so if you guys want to follow me, that'd be really wonderful.
That would give you more followers.
Yeah, let's do it. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, and a website or no
website? But you know, I need someone to do my website for me to keep up to date with news. But it's outiftimepictures.com. It's there.
Okay. But Facebook is the preferable, and Instagram to reach out.
Find me. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty responsive to people. If they reach out to me and they want to talk to me about something, I'll hit them back pretty quick.
Okay.
And I'm always looking for new actors too.
Yeah, and he's very good to actors. He's a great director and a really good writer. So look out for The Last Goodnight, everybody. I can't wait for everyone to see it. September. Yep. September. Okay. And how will that in a festival, or are you gonna release it?
We want to
premiere
in a movie theater. I'm looking for multiple venues. So if anyone is out there and wants to donate one night during the week, you know, and just, you know,
a cool venue,
that'd be great. A cool venue. So I'm working, and we've already emailed a few places, and hopefully we'll get some hits.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob, for your time. Everyone, like, share, tell your friends, and follow Out of Time Pictures on Facebook and Instagram, and go to his website as well and check out these movies. Anyway, thank you.
Jumpscare rewind. Jumpscare rewind.
Flickaholic.